Hello, everyone. I'm Gerald. Welcome to the podcast where I'll share my thoughts on life and leadership. This podcast is for everyone who loves the local church, whether you're leading the way or serving faithfully on a team. So if these conversations encourage you or challenge you, hit subscribe, leave a quick review, and share this episode with a friend, perhaps on your own team. And let's keep growing together as we build teams that build the church. Our topic today is teaming. Teaming simply means working together as a team to achieve a common goal. In the 1990s, the Chicago Bulls were the dominant team in the NBA, winning 6 championships. So my question for those of you who have any idea about the Bulls is, who do you think was the most important person when the Chicago Bulls became a dynasty and won 6 national championships? Who was the one person that they could not have won without? Some of you would really quickly say, well, that's easy, it's Michael Jordan. But then others might weigh in and say, wait a minute, Jordan needed Pippen. Pippen was irreplaceable. Others might say Kerr, he was the on-fire three-point shooter in the clutch. Or others might say Dennis Rodman. He was on the boards, rebounding and making it happen up close. And so we would have all different kinds of ideas weighing in. But the answer that I want to submit to you today, it wasn't really a player, but the one they couldn't have done it without is the coach, Phil Jackson. He was the coach of the legendary Chicago Bulls who shaped a team culture that allowed Michael Jordan to thrive. But it wasn't just Michael. It was also Pippen. It was also Kerr. It was also Rodman. They were all crucial players in the team culture that Jackson created. You see, the Bulls, they haven't won a national championship since then. Michael Jordan even played for some other teams, and he never won a championship. But Coach Phil Jackson took his same teaming approach to the Los Angeles Lakers, and what did he do? He won 5 more championships. So, what was it that Phil Jackson did? What was it that made him so valuable? Here's the answer. He convinced the players that it takes a team. So 2 things to get us started today. Number 1, nothing of great value is achieved without a team. I know that's a big statement. Like some of you right now are like, wait, I got to think about this. But let me help you out today. For example, the building that you're sitting in, it took a team. The lumber came from a forest somewhere, and the cement and the iron, it all came from different parts of the country or the world. And then there were transportation crews that contributed to getting it all on site. And you can take it from there. You know what I'm saying. Let's go to the shoes that you're wearing right now. Not one person, but many people were able to make or create the shoes that are on your feet. The car that you rode in or drove, even today probably, it wasn't one person. It takes a team. Maybe there's a computer that you're on or a phone that you're watching me on right now. It takes a team. Not one person is capable of building any of those things or doing any of those things on their own. John Maxwell said it like this. He said, as much as we admire solo achievement, the truth is that no lone individual has done anything of value. So wow. That's a big statement, but it's a true one. Second thing that I would say to you today is that the best teams are not necessarily the most talented individuals. Now, don't get me wrong. We value talent. Yes, we do. We're thankful when people use their talent and they develop their talent and their skills to do significant things. But just because someone is talented doesn't mean they are teamable. The traits of teaming are unique qualities within themselves. The good news is that these traits can be learned and developed, which is what happened to the Chicago Bulls and the Lakers under Coach Phil Jackson. They had the talent, like they were the most talented guys for their positions and their roles, but talent on its own was not enough. It's when they learned and adopted the traits of teaming that they became a championship team. So the scripture says it like this. In Philippians 1:27, you're going to love this verse from the easy read version. It reads like this. It says, just be sure that you live as God's people in a way that honors the good news of Christ. Then if I come and I visit you or I am away from you, I will hear good things about you. I will know that you stand together with the same purpose, and here it is, and that you work together like a team to help others believe the good news. So the Apostle Paul is saying, I want to know that you stand together with the same purpose. And I want to know that you work together like a team to help others believe the good news. So remember, what we've said so far is nothing of great value is achieved without a team. And secondly, the best teams are not necessarily the most talented. Let me give you 3 non-negotiable essential traits of teaming. So, if that's where the strength really lies, let's talk about 3 things that are non-negotiable essential traits of teaming. The first one is trust. Trust is the foundation of teaming. Trust is the first priority to build and the last thing that you want to lose. Good teams become great ones. This is Phil Jackson, by the way. He said, good teams become great ones when the members trust each other enough to surrender the me for the we. He believed in this so much and he locked into it so much that he said, you can have a good team, but you can't be a great one until everyone can trust each other enough to surrender the me for the we. You see, without trust, teams collapse. Whether it's a business team, sports team, home team, church team, trust is essential to teaming. Trust isn't built in the high levels of good days and, the best time. Trust is built in the trenches. It's tested during your disagreements and your challenges and times when correction is needed and critical thinking is needed and you're exploring ideas and it's not always your idea winning. It's the best idea winning collectively. And that's when trust is really tested. There's a tool of management that I have used for years and literally didn't know there was a name for it until maybe a few months ago. And I realized, or I heard that in corporations, they use this tool and this strategy, and it's called skip level meetings. Skip level meetings, which simply means that the leaders of the team leader will skip the leader. Like the leader will not be in the meeting. He will not be in the gathering that the leader of the leader has. And the leader of the leader will meet with the members of the team to ask questions, to solicit feedback outside the presence of their team leaders. Now, some of you right now, you're cringing. You're like, wow, that doesn't sound like my leader is trusting me. But it's actually a tool to build trust. It's not that you're not being trusted. It's that you have to trust enough to allow a process like this to actually happen, where there has to be like this ongoing, I trust you, you trust me, and this high level of trust allows members of the team to ask questions and solicit feedback. There has to be a high level of trust in a situation like this from everyone involved, so that the goal is to help make the team better. And when trust is high, you're open, you're honest. You allow people to have conversations without you actually being present, because you are trusting that the intent is not to tear anybody down. The intent is to help everyone be built up. And when you have an atmosphere of trust and everyone wants the same thing, then no one is afraid to talk, no one is afraid to listen, no one is afraid to take correction. But again, it takes trust to do that. If I'm the leader and I throw you the ball, I need to trust that you can catch it. And if I need you to adjust, I need to trust that you can be flexible. If you're a leader who is looking at your team, you know exactly what I'm talking about today. If you're a team member looking at your leader, you know exactly what I'm talking about today. So trust is an invaluable, irreplaceable, essential quality or trait of teamwork. Never give up on building it, working on it, and raising the level of trust. The second thing that is essential in teaming is selflessness. Selflessness. It's not about you. And realizing that trust moves the team forward, but selflessness keeps the team together. And getting to the point where great teams have to arrive at, they are full of people who lay down their pride for the sake of the mission. And they realize in those moments when something inside of them wants to rise up and say, but what about me? They realize, wait, it's not about me. It's not about my way. It's not about my feelings, but it's about the mission that we're on together. And that's what is so important, and a great team cannot exist without selflessness in the teammates as they work together. And this is not just the team, but it's also the leader and the coaches and everybody involved. In fact, let me say it to you like this. We lead an organization of staff and team and have been in the same place for 39 years now, building our church. And what I've come to realize is that leading will call me, leading our organization, leading our team, calls me to make decisions against myself. The best leaders make decisions against themselves. And what I mean about that is against what I would prefer to do for the good of the team. I have to have conversations I'd prefer not to have. I have to make decisions I would prefer not to have. Oftentimes I'm like, man, do I have to actually do this? Do I have to actually talk about this? But I do for the good of the team. Remember, selflessness is not weakness. It's strength under control. It's being able to say, whatever it takes, I will contribute to the team, even when it means I don't get my way or I don't have my own preference. Okay, so trust, selflessness, and the third one is alignment. Alignment is moving in the same direction. Teams have to be going the same way at the same pace. Imagine trying to drive a car with wheels pulling in different directions. We've probably all done it at one time or another, where your car gets out of alignment, and pretty soon you're having to work hard to just keep it going straight down the road because it's pulling one way or the other. And that's what it's like when you're trying to lead a team that's not in alignment. You get pulled over here, you get pulled over there, and it is no fun. Alignment is necessary if we're going to have a great team. Alignment increases focus. It increases resilience. It increases loyalty on the team. So again, there's three things today. Trust has to be high. Selflessness has to be present. And alignment is a non-negotiable. Thanks for joining us today. And remember, if you want to win big at home, business, or church, it takes a team.